Alright, let's dive into the profound concept of khōđē, also known as dukkha in Buddhism. Now, khōđē is all about understanding the nature of suffering. And trust me, it's a lot deeper than just feeling sad or unhappy. Buddhism teaches that suffering is an intrinsic part of life, and it's categorized into four main forms: birth, aging, illness, and death. First up, let's talk about birth. In Buddhism, birth is seen as the beginning of suffering. It marks the entry into a world full of challenges and hardships. Aging comes next. We all know the physical and mental toll aging takes on us. Our bodies weaken, and our minds can become less sharp. Then there's illness. Sickness is an inevitable part of life. It brings discomfort, pain, and sometimes immense suffering. And lastly, death. The fear of death and the grief of losing loved ones are among the most profound forms of suffering. But suffering doesn't stop there. Life is full of disappointments, losses, stress, and anxiety. We often suffer when things don't go as planned, when we lose something or someone dear to us, or when we feel overwhelmed by life's demands. Now let's touch on impermanence, or Anicca in Pali. Impermanence is the idea that everything in life is transient and constantly changing. This understanding is crucial because much of our suffering comes from clinging to things, people, or situations that are bound to change. Recognizing impermanence helps us to let go and reduces our suffering. It's also important to distinguish between physical and mental suffering. Physical suffering is the pain we feel in our bodies, like illnesses or injuries. Mental suffering, on the other hand, is the emotional and psychological pain we experience, like stress, anxiety, and grief. Both forms of suffering are interconnected. For example, chronic physical pain can lead to mental suffering, and intense mental stress can manifest in physical ailments. Understanding this connection is key to addressing the root cause of our suffering. So what can we do about all this suffering? Buddhism offers a path to overcome it through the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. But that's a topic for another video. For now, remember that recognizing and understanding the nature of suffering is the first step towards liberation. By embracing the reality of khōđē, we can start our journey towards inner peace and enlightenment. Thanks for watching, and may you find peace and happiness on your path.